Hey guys, so as promised, I want to record this video explaining how I work with the Ralph loop. This is not a video explaining what it is. I want to explain, maybe inspire you to think about how you can work with this. So maybe you will learn something. Before I start, I want to mention that everything I know about this comes from these four resources. The first one is this repo. That was the original repo that I tried to set up, but it did not work for me. That's why I kind of started working on my own script, and then I learned all the stuff that I learned. The second thing is all the content by Matt. He literally did an incredible job explaining what it is. So please go to his blog and read all the content that he has. This is one other repo that I did not try, but it's getting a lot of stars, so you might like it as well. And obviously the original blog about it. And I'm gonna post my code as well, so we can just pick whichever you like. Now, what I want to do for this video is implement one of the highly requested features for my app Fluar, which is a data enrichment spreadsheet. And this feature is a waterfall enrichment. So some users upload a CSV file with names and domains into my app, and to find an email address, normally would use an integration with, for example, Find Email. Now, sometimes Find Email won't find the email you're looking for, and you might want to use other integration. The problem is I already found this email, so I don't want to run this enrichment for every row in my table. So to solve this problem, an industry standard would be to set up a waterfall enrichment. So let me explain how I would do it using my Ralph loop. So in my project, I do have a folder called Ralph, which consists of all the scripts that I have prepared, the template files, and the projects that I'm trying to build using this script. So the first step in my workflow is basically starting a new project, and I'm doing this by running the new command, new script, with the name of the project. And this script basically creates a new folder called waterfall, and it creates all the template files like the PRD.json prompt, the PRD.md, etc., etc. Now, I think the most important part of this workflow is creating the PRD file. So this is my template, and now I'm gonna ask AI to turn my idea of the feature that I want to build into this PRD template. So what I'm usually doing is I'm using voice-to-text tools like Yaki AI or Super Whisper, and I'm just yapping about a feature and ask AI to interview me about it. I am building a data. Okay, so that's what I would do. So Cursor now will look at the PRD file, will gather the whole context and return the list of questions for me. You obviously don't have to do this in Cursor. I don't know, I prefer to do this in Cursor, but you can do it in Claude Code as well. And Claude Code has this feature for asking questions as well. I mean, Cursor also have it, I just don't use it. So just do whatever you like, but ask AI to interview you before it creates the PR. This is super important. Okay, so I answered the questions. Now, what's gonna happen after the PRD is finished, I am going to run a script which is called convert, which has this prompt that I wrote, but I also took from this repo, which takes the PRD and turns it into a PRD JSON, which is basically a set of tasks in a JSON written as user stories. And it also creates a requirements MD file, which lists all the technical requirements. So this basically outlines everything that AI has to know about this specific item. Okay, so that is finished. Now I can run the script that I mentioned. So we're again running the Ralph folder, convert, and we have to specify the name of the project, which is obviously waterfall. So now when I run it, it's going to run this prompt again, and it's going to take 1 or 2 minutes to complete. One thing that I tried regarding this whole workflow that didn't really work was that when I got the PRD JSON file with like all these user stories, I asked AI to read the PRD empty again and add more details into PRD JSON. This extended the PRD JSON into like 50 stories, which was, I think, a little bit too many because AI tried to set all the requirements up front, and one of the assumptions about the tech was kind of slightly wrong. And then just because everything was so tightly defined, AI didn't have the flexibility to break out of this mistake. So I basically had a lot of code to refactor. It still was a good output, but obviously it could be better. So now we have the output, and we can take a look into the PRD JSON, which basically encapsulates everything that has to be done. And this is actually not that long. I would expect this to have much more detail, but yeah, let's do it anyway. So I'm going to create a new branch, actually our waterfall, because the Ralph didn't work. And let's save it. Now, the most basic way to run this is obviously to run in your own terminal. So to do this, I would go to the same folder and run the start script with the name of my project, with maximum 1 loop for now. The monitor flag is taken again from the original script, this one. I just slightly adjusted it because, again, the original didn't work. So if I accept the branch, it's gonna start executing Claude code. And we can actually check it's happening by going to Claude and then trying to resume the conversation. In here, you can see 0 seconds ago, this thing is happening, right? Now, what the script does is that it points Claude Code into the PRD file in JSON and basically all the files in the project folder, and prompts it to implement the whole thing story by story using the PRD JSON file. So it is instructed to go into this file and then decide what is the highest priority, what is the most important thing to implement. It doesn't have to take the first thing on the list, and then it's going to implement it and mark as true. Like it just happened literally as we speak. All right, it did finish. For some reason, it completed 2 stories instead of 1. So I guess the prompt is not yet perfect, but this is how it works on my laptop. Now, the beauty of it is that I can run this on a VPS. So I'm using Termuse to connect with my VPS. So I can go into my code base on a remote server, then pull the changes. Now let's switch the branch, and we can basically run exactly the same thing, which is the start script on the waterfall project. This time we're gonna do maximum 50 loops with monitoring, and Claude Code is going to work on all the user stories. The most important thing in here is that this now works on my VPS. Why is it cool? It is cool because I can just now stand up, close my laptop, and leave and go to the gym and do whatever I want with my life. Okay, while I was editing the video, it actually finished working. So I'm just gonna show you what did I get, like first try. It is not perfect yet. I will need to prompt it a little bit more to finish the whole thing, but I think it got me pretty far. So it wasn't an easy feature considering the whole backend that I have in there. But let's say I wanna test it. Let me just use some dummy data, see if this one works. Okay, so now if I press play, what's gonna happen, what should happen is that it should run these in sequence, and then it should return an email here, and then this one is obviously not a real email. So this one should be marked as no success. So let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, this worked. This didn't really work, but okay. Okay, so it kind of it actually worked. It actually worked, but it requires like a little bit of tweaking because basically what we have here was saved to the metadata instead of the cell value. So we're like 98% finished, which is in my opinion great. Obviously the UI in here is kind of wacky, so I will just like edit it manually. But other than that, honestly, I'm pretty happy with the results. So yeah, maybe my script is not the best, but I hope it's still valuable to understand how I work with it.